Welcome to this comprehensive video on understanding the slope of a line. Slope is one of the most fundamental concepts in mathematics, and by the end of this video series, you'll be able to confidently find and interpret the slope of any line. To understand slope, we need to think about lines on a coordinate plane. Slope describes two key characteristics of any line: its steepness and its direction. Slope is often represented by the letter m, and it tells us how steep a line is and whether it goes upward or downward as we move from left to right. Here's a line with a steep positive slope. Notice how it rises quickly as we move from left to right. This line is going upward at a sharp angle. Now here's a line with a gentle positive slope. It still goes upward from left to right, but much more gradually. The steepness is much less. And here's a line with a negative slope. This line goes downward as we move from left to right. Negative slopes always indicate a downward direction. The mathematical definition of slope is based on a simple concept: rise over run. This means we look at how much a line rises vertically compared to how much it runs horizontally. Let me show you what rise and run mean visually. I'll draw a line and then show you how to identify the rise and run components. The rise is the vertical change, how much the line goes up or down. In this example, the line rises 4 units vertically. The run is the horizontal change, how much the line moves left or right. Here, the run is 6 units horizontally. So the slope of this line is rise over run, which equals 4 over 6, or simplified to 2 over 3. This means for every 3 units we move horizontally, the line rises 2 units vertically. In this introduction, we've established that slope is a fundamental concept that describes both the steepness and direction of a line. We use the letter m to represent slope, and we calculate it using rise over run. Positive slopes go upward, while negative slopes go downward. In the next sections, we'll dive deeper into the mathematics of slope and learn the precise formulas for calculating it. Now that we understand what slope represents visually, we need to define it more formally using mathematical terms. The slope of a line is precisely defined as rise over run. The slope, denoted by the letter m, equals rise divided by run. We can also write this as delta y over delta x, where delta represents change. To understand rise and run, we need to visualize them on a coordinate plane. The rise represents the vertical change, while the run represents the horizontal change. Here's our first example. We have a line passing through 2 points, -3, -2, and 3, 2. We'll measure the rise and run between these points. The run is the horizontal distance from our first point to directly below our second point. This gives us a run of 6 units to the right. The rise is the vertical distance from that intermediate point up to our second point. This gives us a rise of 4 units upward. Now we can calculate the slope. Rise over run equals 4 over 6, which simplifies to 2 over 3. This positive slope tells us the line goes upward from left to right. Now for our second example with a negative slope. We have points at -2, 3, and 4. Notice how this line slopes downward from left to right. The run is still 6 units to the right, which is positive. However, the rise is now 4 units downward, making it -4. The slope calculation gives us -4 over 6, which equals -2 over 3. The negative slope confirms that this line goes downward from left to right. Our third example shows a much steeper line. The points are at -1, -3, and 1, 3. Notice how much steeper this line appears compared to our previous examples. Here, the run is only 2 units to the right, but the rise is 6 units upward. This creates a much larger ratio. The slope equals 6 over 2, which equals 3. Notice that this slope of 3 has a much larger absolute value than our previous slopes, and the line is visually much steeper. To summarize the key concepts, rise represents the vertical change, or delta y. Run represents the horizontal change, or delta x. A positive slope means the line goes upward from left to right, while a negative slope means it goes downward. Finally, the larger the absolute value of the slope, the steeper the line appears. Understanding rise over run is fundamental to working with slopes. In our next section, we'll learn the precise formula for calculating slope using coordinates, which builds directly on these concepts. Now we'll explore another powerful form of linear equations called point-slope form. This form is incredibly useful when you know a specific point on a line and the slope of that line. The point-slope form of a linear equation is written as y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. Let me break down what each part of this formula represents. In this formula, m represents the slope of the line. The coordinates x sub 1 and y sub 1 represent a specific point that we know lies on the line. This form is most useful when you know both a point on the line and the slope. Let's work through 3 examples to see how point-slope form works in practice. We'll start with a straightforward problem. For our first example, we need to find the equation of a line with slope 4 that passes through the point 2, 3. We have both pieces of information we need, the slope and a point on the line. Step 1. We start by writing the point-slope formula. Y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. Step 2. Now we substitute our known values. We replace m with 4, x sub 1 with 2, and y sub 1 with 3. This gives us y minus 3 equals 4 times the quantity x minus 2. And that's our final answer in point-slope form. Y minus 3 equals 4 times the quantity x minus 2. This equation represents the line with slope 4 passing through the point 2, 3. Now let's try a more complex example that involves converting to slope-intercept form. For example 2, we have a line with slope negative 2/3 that passes through the point negative 1, 5. This time, we need to define the equation in slope-intercept form. Step 1, we substitute our values into the point-slope form. Y minus 5 equals negative 2/3 times the quantity x minus negative 1. Step 2, we simplify x minus negative 1, which becomes x plus 1. So our equation is now y minus 5 equals negative 2/3 times the quantity x plus 1. Step 3, we distribute negative 2/3 to both terms inside the parentheses. This gives us y minus 5 equals negative 2/3 x minus 2/3. Finally, we need to solve for y to get slope-intercept form. Step 4, we add 5 to both sides to isolate y. This gives us y equals negative 2/3 x minus 2/3 plus 5. Simplifying the constants, we get y equals negative 2/3 x plus 13/3. For our final example, we'll work with a more challenging problem that requires us to find the slope first. For our final example, we're given 2 points, 1, 4 and 3, 10. We need to find the equation using point-slope form. Since we don't have the slope directly, we'll need to calculate it first. Step 1, we find the slope using the slope formula. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Substituting our points, we get 10 minus 4 over 3 minus 1, which equals 6 over 2, which simplifies to 3. Step 2. Now we use the point-slope form with our calculated slope of 3 and one of our points. I'll use the point 1, 4. This gives us y minus 4 equals 3 times the quantity x minus 1. Note that we could have used either point and would get the same line. The choice of which point to use is up to you. Both will give equivalent equations for the same line. Point-slope form is an incredibly useful tool when you know a point on the line and the slope. It provides a direct way to write the equation of a line and can easily be converted to other forms when needed. Now that we've learned about slope formulas and equations, it's time to see how slope appears everywhere in the real world. From the buildings we live in to the financial markets, slope helps us understand and solve practical problems. Slope appears in construction for roof pitches and ramps, in engineering for pipe grades and road inclines, in finance for analyzing trends, and in transportation for calculating grades and angles. Our first example involves calculating the pitch of a roof. Roof pitch is crucial for proper water drainage and structural integrity. Here we have a roof that rises 4 feet over a horizontal distance of 12 feet. We need to find the slope of this roof. The problem asks us to find the slope of this roof using the rise and run measurements. Step 1, we identify the rise and run. The rise is 4 feet and the run is 12 feet. Step 2, we apply the slope formula. Slope equals rise divided by run. Step 3, we simplify the fraction. 4 divided by 12 equals 1 divided by 3, which is approximately 0.33. The roof has a slope of 1/3, which is often expressed as a 33% grade. This means for every 3 feet horizontally, the roof rises 1 foot. Our second example involves checking if a wheelchair ramp meets ADA compliance standards. The Americans with Disabilities Act requires specific slope limits for accessibility. Here we have a ramp that rises 2.5 feet over a horizontal distance of 30 feet. We need to check if this meets ADA requirements. The ADA requires that wheelchair ramps have a maximum slope of 1 to 12, meaning no more than 1 foot of rise for every 12 feet of horizontal distance. First, we calculate the actual slope of our ramp using the slope formula. Next, we compare this to the ADA requirement. Our ramp has a slope of 1 to 12, which exactly matches the maximum allowed slope. Conclusion: this ramp is compliant with ADA standards because its slope of 1 to 12 does not exceed the maximum requirement. Our final example shows how slope is used in financial analysis to determine the strength and direction of stock price trends. Here we have a stock chart showing price movement over 12 months. The x-axis represents time in months, and the y-axis shows the stock price in dollars. The orange line shows the actual stock price fluctuations over time. Notice how the price goes up and down, but there's an overall upward trend. To analyze the trend, we draw a trend line that best fits the overall direction. This green line connects the general trend from the beginning to the end of our time period. We identify 2 key points on our trend line: the starting point at month 1 with a price of $30 and the ending point at month 12 with a price of $65. Now we calculate the slope of this trend line to quantify the strength of the upward trend. We use the slope formula with our 2 points: y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Substituting our values, 65 minus 30 equals 35, and 12 minus 1 equals 11. So 35 divided by 11 equals approximately 3.18. The positive slope of 3.18 indicates a strong upward trend. This means the stock price increases by approximately $3.18 per month on average. This information helps investors make informed decisions about buying or selling the stock. Now that we've explored real-world applications of slope, here are the key takeaways from our entire slope series. First, slope equals rise divided by run and measures the steepness of a line. Second, positive slopes go upward while negative slopes go downward. Third, slope is used everywhere from construction to finance. Finally, understanding slope is essential for working with linear relationships in mathematics and real life. Thanks for watching this complete guide to slope. If this video helped you understand slope better, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you have questions or suggestions for future topics. And don't forget to subscribe for more step-by-step math tutorials. Keep practicing, and remember that slope is everywhere around us.